Hey guys, it's been a while, since my last video entry. Yeah, I've been quiet for a while because I've been recovering from my post wisdom tooth extraction. So this week has been quite an experience, really. But I'm also grateful for the experience because it has given me the opportunity to think about some of the things that I'm not doing in my life, as well as some of the things that I really want to do. So it inspired me to create what I like to call my personal manifesto for 2020. The things that I really want to do next year, and the action plans that I'm going to set, and so on. So I want to share this plan because in a way it's like a new year resolution, and also at the same time with the community out there, there are people that will know about what I want to achieve, and in a way I am putting myself accountable for these goals that I've set for myself. So there are three things that I really want to do next year. Number one is my health. Now, while I wouldn't say sick, but yeah, I was sick most part of this week, being seriously sleep deprived, and going through a lot of pain. And even at one point, I had no painkillers. So all of those experiences made me realize that I really have to start taking care of my body. I really have to start keeping fit, and I really need to make myself stronger in a way, because I realized that while I was going through the pain that I was going through earlier this week, my body wasn't ready for it, and it just made me really exhausted and really weak as a result. So I realized that I really have to do something. I need to change something. So one of the things that I hope to do in 2020 is to be able to find a means of affording a gym membership, and then making sure that I discipline myself to go work out 2 to 3 times a week at least. So that's my health goal for 2020. Of course, things like snacking at night, that is something that I would like to totally eliminate from my life. Yes, I love to eat. I love food, but snacking at night is not as healthy. Yes, sometimes I do get hungry if I need to work late at night. So I think grabbing a small bite, something healthy, is a lot better than eating a bag of potato chips. So that is something that I hope to change. Occasionally, I may still want to reward myself with a snack or two. I think that's fine, but the frequency of it is something that is a concern. So I need to think about that. All right, so my second goal is money. Not being money minded, but in reality, the world that we live in, you can't do without money. So it is actually one of the very, very high priorities on my manifesto for 2020. In my current financial situation, most folks would usually agree that the right thing for me to do is to just quit the pursuit of my happiness, to quit following my calling and purpose, and just get a job. Why? Because I need to pay off my debts. By all logical sense, yeah, they are probably right. But in my culture and environment, right, following our passions is never an easy thing to do. Many of the younger generation parents have since become more open-minded, so thank God for that. But my parents are considered the older generation parents, so they are not as receptive to the idea of following your passions and purpose in life. So yeah, it's not for me. I mean, I wish they are more open-minded, but they are not. But I still want to follow my calling and purpose in life. And if I could, I want to find a way of doing that while causing as little grief as possible. Yeah. So I did prepare my talking points beforehand, because talking points help me to stay on track and not get sidetracked. So in 2020, I want to step up my proactiveness in building up my own range of freelance services. Now, I've been doing freelancing for many years. In fact, to be totally honest, I have failed at quite a number of projects, but I've also succeeded at some of them. At the end of the day, I've learned so much from all of my experiences. So I think in terms of knowledge that I have when it comes to freelancing, I definitely have a lot more to offer than most people. Also, I can do a lot of things from stuff like application development, software engineering, coding, programming, to UX, UI design. I can do IoT, Internet of Things, electronics. So these are things that I can do. And in terms of content creation, I do content creation as well. I can do paid content creation. I can also do like learning content, like online documentation, learning content sort of stuff. So those are the things that I can do professionally, and those are things that I'm very, very good at. So I'm only going to market and advertise the skills that I know I'm very confident with. Freelancing still is never easy because it's difficult to sustain a stable source of income from it. However, I have worked with in the past and interviewed so many successful freelancers that I've actually succeeded at that goal. So I like to think that it is actually possible to achieve, to sort of, I won't say have a stable income, but to be sustainable in terms of doing freelancing gigs full time. So yes, it is possible. But I'm not going to sit here and kid myself because I know it's not going to be easy. So yeah, as I'm sharing this video update, this weekend, I'm also expecting a testimony from a recent freelance client and friend. With this new testimony, I hope to use it as a starting point to start acquiring new opportunities. So thanks to technology, I can work remotely from anywhere in the world, right? A successful example was my overseas contract with United Nations Environmental Programme, UNEP for short. I was contracted to do a project for them in 2015. I got an all-expense paid trip to Switzerland, Geneva for 2 weeks in and around their bi-yearly conference that year. And it was my greatest achievement as a freelancer. As I share about my next goal, remember this: my goal will always include working off my debts in 2020. But I'm not disillusioned. I'm not aiming to clear off all my debts in 2020. I know that's not possible, but at the very least, I want to start by being able to regularly start paying it off every month. The amounts might not be consistent, it might vary from month to month, but it's better than not paying, right? And just letting it drag on. So this is something that I really want to take action, and this is something that I'm going to do in 2020. Now, what this also means is that I will need to take on at least 1 to 2 freelancing consulting projects at any one point in time. With my rates, I figured on average, I could make about 5K a month. 2 projects, it'd be about 10K a month. If the project drags, sometimes projects do get delayed for reasons we cannot control. It can go from 3 months to 5 months. And so, the amount that I'm on average making every month will reduce. So it's still comfortable enough. I may have to stretch sometimes, but it wouldn't be as bad as where I am right now because I have nothing right now. So yeah, so yeah, that would be good. So on some good days, I would love to pay for a good meal. I would love to pay for a gym membership, like I was talking about my health goals. Perhaps even get a cup of coffee from Starbucks from time to time. Get some new clothes because I have been cycling my clothes for the past 1-2 years. If you look at my wardrobe, you look at my Instagram feed, you'll realize that I've been wearing my clothes on repeat. So I would love to be able to pay for some new clothes in this coming year. And finally, of course, even get some of my favorite game titles and expansions. I'm talking about PC games. Now, if I work hard enough, when I say working hard enough, I mean that I'm being productive and I'm actually doing more in the time that I've set to do my task. So that I have time to rest, I have time to sleep, I have time to do the things that are important as well. So it's not just about working 20 hours straight every day, hustling non-stop. It's not about that. I don't think that is being really productive or effective. I don't think that is a well-balanced life, right? I think we should work hard, but we have to be focused and concentrate. And that is what I mean by working hard. So if I work hard enough in 2020, I might even have enough to set aside to start building my very own custom PC workstation / gaming rig. So no, not / it should be a plus gaming rig. So when it comes to the things that I can do, the skill sets that I have, I can do a lot of different things. I'm not just a gamer, but I also can do engineering related stuff, 3D modeling, animations, so on. So if I were to get a gaming PC, I would be limited, to what I can do, my potential. If I were to just get a workstation, I would be denying my joys of being a gamer. So I want to build something that would allow me to fulfill both sides of who I am. So this is what I want to do. Now, over the last 2 years, I have surveyed online. I've looked at a couple of brands. There are only 3 brands in the world, 3 so far, that you can actually order custom builds that can fulfill what I'm looking for. But when you talk about the price, it's about £50,000, right? So I'm not sure if the prices are marked up, but it's a pretty good gauge of what I am aiming for. But clearly, £70,000 is a lot of money when you convert to my local currency. But I think at the very least, I can start building something. So, and then, keep upgrading and expanding the hardware specifications from there. But that is something that I would love to do, right? So it's going to be a step-by-step thing. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so my third and final manifesto for 2020, I want to talk about STEAM education. Though I may have found my calling in STEAM education industry at the beginning of 2019, I haven't really truly started living it. I'm just being really blunt with myself. I like to think that I am, but in reality, I have been playing it safe this year. I like to believe that it is quite true for most people. When we are following our passions or dreams, even when it comes to doing something new, we will be afraid of a number of things. For me, I was afraid that it was too late because I'm constantly surrounded by people half my age or 10 years, at least 10 years younger than me. So it makes me feel like, I have a handicap in this journey. So I would play it safe for the past year, for the past 10 months. But you know what? You truly only live once. So when I was in a lot of pain earlier this week, I decided life is just too short to live in fear of what might happen. So in 2020, I have a goal of traveling once a month to different countries and cities around the world to visit the offices of edutech brands, edutech meaning educational technology, brands from around the world. They range from brands like Littlebits, Zafiro, Lego Education, Vex Robotics, Big Block, KiwiCo, Strawbees, Microbit, PyTop, and so on. So all of these brands, they are scattered all over the world. Some are in the US, some are in UK, Europe region, some are in the Asia region. So I would love to plan my trips around those. And as an enthusiast and thought leader, I want to try and do interview sessions with the different founders and CEOs, like a 20-30 minute interview sessions with them to understand their vision, to understand what really drives them in terms of the brand that they have built and the brand that they continue to build. So that is something I love to do. So for those trips, I would love to also plan them around the time of specific exhibits, if there are conferences, maker fair and so on. So I can actually be there to look at what it's like, to feel the atmosphere of what it's like there. And also, when I'm visiting the office, I would love to meet with the product teams, have coffee with them, have meals with them, just to get to know them and really know the people behind the company itself, behind the brand. One of the things I used to do in 2015 to 2017 was when I travel around Asia, I would give talks. So next year, 2020, my hope is that, as I release my itinerary, my travel plans, it would also attract opportunities to conduct STEM education related talks, as a thought leader, in the different cities that I'll be traveling to. Every month, I will also release an episode of my journeys on Mosaeek. So like when I travel to a particular city, the companies I visited, interviews I conducted, things that I've experienced, I would compile them to a video and I will share it like an episode. So I think in the whole year, there should be 12 episodes, so to speak. So one bonus things that I'm thinking about is that since I'm going to be traveling around the world and I would very likely be in EU at some point, I would love to say hi to the Mosaeek team, just hang out, chill out with Rafa, Carlo, Ellen, just to say hi to the guys and have a meal together, catch up and just mingle. So I think that would be very, very fun. So yeah, there you have it. That's my 2020 manifesto and goals. Some people in the past used to tell me it's pointless to set New Year resolutions because nobody actually follows through. Now, in 2013 to 2015, I decided to challenge myself. I set up goals for different areas of my life. The action plans were detailed and clear, and I went on to achieving at least 80% of most of those goals every year, during that period of time. With 2 of those years, I actually achieved 100% of those goals. So yeah, it is possible. Sometimes I think we just need a strong enough push factor in our lives to go make things happen. So tell me, what is your manifesto and goals for 2020?